NuubCast.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another NuubCast. This is Blomus, bringing you 1v1 here, Masters level 1v1 on Shakura's Plateau between Bogey in the red Zerg pieces and his opponent Tzeranex, our resident Aussie Protoss, in the blue Protoss pieces. Taz assured me that this game was action-packed, so strap yourselves in and let's get started. Not if you are unaware, if this is your first trip to NuubCast, if this is the first time you've endeavored into the kingdom of noob, we are one of the few places. Used to be a time where I could say we were the only place, but some other guys have been cropping up doing low-level replays. Not that many, and not very well known. In fact, I don't think I could tell you any of them. But I see them advertising here and there in Reddit and TL and whatnot. But anyway, we are the originator of the noob level replay, where you can come and watch players of your similar caliber to yourself duke it out. Or, obviously, you're going to be able to see players better than yourself and worse, of course. Unless, of course, you're bronze. Then only better. But our focus here is, of course, getting better. Well, let me prioritize our focus here. Number one is entertainment. We only want good replays so that while we are learning the ropes and seeing what is good and bad play, we can be thoroughly entertained with good games. So that's number one. Number two, of course, is that educational factor where we are able to endeavor to get better at StarCraft by learning mostly what not to do here on NuubCast, though there are occasions like today where we are going to get schooled in what is good Zerg and Protoss play. PvZ, ZVP matchup. Here we have two Masters players. Tzeranex is very good. We've seen, I mean, obviously he's a mainstay here at NuubCast. We've seen him a lot. He's begun playing Grandmaster players on the ladder, so that's nothing to sneeze at. And I, of course, don't know anything about Bogey other than the fact that because he's playing Tzeranex, he's got to be pretty decent. And that is usually true. We did see a rather late hatchery here for Bogey. It's rare I see a hatch go down. I think it was like 20 food. Usually it's about anywhere between 14 and 18 or whatever. Tzeranex, of course, doing the Forge Fast Expand here in Shakura's Plateau. In one gate, both gases going down. He is macroed up here, getting maximum saturation. I was about to say maximum saturage, but that was totally wrong. Maximum saturation. Bogey has his hatch up, not yet transferring anything. He actually is not doing that well as far as his macro. He's not making a ton of drones. He just did have a bunch of drones pop, and they're going to immediately go down and start cracking down here. He's got both queens working, so he's going to be making larva, and I'm assuming he's going to be droning up pretty hard in the immediate future in order to get his economy going. If we look at the units tab, pretty even on probes. Tzeranex slightly ahead, but not by much. Tzeranex, of course, only one zealot on the field, no other units as of yet. I assume there's a second zealot. Now we have a sentry coming out. Going to be good against the Ling opening for Bogey. I mean, obviously these Lings are just out to check the scene, get a little map awareness, chase around some probes, as we see Bogey trying to get a third down. I think the Zealots saw him go up there. Yeah, They did, and they are going to give chase. Are they going to try and take out the queen? I don't think they have a chance with the queen and 2 lings. It's going to be close. Oh, he does. The queen does go down. He only loses 1 zealot. Zealots are freaking strong, dude. Oh, but the zealot has not... Oh, there he goes. I was like, he's got to go up there and check. There's a queen all the way over here. He's got to check for the third. And more lings about to come out. We got more gateways coming up here. 4 more gateways, so we are going to have a total of 5 gateways. Tzerenik's going to try and make this third cancel. Zerglings will come up, and he was not on a direct attack command issue. Is he going to micro these Zerglings at all? He does end up killing it. It's not going to matter too much once this pylon goes down. Oh, the Zergling's going to see the pylon. He's going to be able to go down and kill that. Let's see what else is going on for Tzerenik's. Warp Gate Tech about to finish. Now that's really late. Obviously, I mean, if you're not expecting pressure, then it's okay that his Warp Gate was so late, but it literally just finished, and we're at almost 9 minutes. Very late Warp Gate Tech, and he's going to go in with a bunch of Zealots here, and he's going to cause this to close out. He does have a lot of roaches. Now these roaches are going to be able to come in and immediately kill these Zealots. Not sure he's going to have time to take this down before they get here. Here come the lings, but the roaches are going to get there. He's definitely going to save this hatchery. Way too many roaches for these Zealots to take down. He's going to one-shot each of them. It's going to get close, down to 100, but Tzerenik is going to have to go in with a little bit more if he wants to take that out. Which he could do. I mean, if he wanted to waste the Zealots, he could send them in. But he's got to be careful. Now that the drones are going over there, it actually probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Look at all these sentries over here for Tzerenik, waiting for that roach pressure to come. Surprised, having seen all those roaches, he hasn't put up another cannon because, again, he does not have a ton of units on the map. So the third is up and running here for Bogey. We have Blink going down, Armor going down, Colossus Tech being made, so that means we do have a Robo out on the field already, getting some Observer. Yes, I did refer to Observer in the singularity. Not going to get that. Oh, is he going to try and take down? He's not going to get it. No way. No way. He's going to need something else. Still on 5 gates, 2 gas. Tzerenik's not getting a third yet. Colossus Tech almost finished, and he has enough money to warp in a Colossus right away and get his Thermal Lance going, which is exactly what he does. +1 armor, about to finish. Man, I really don't like the position that Tzerenik finds himself in currently, because once this is going to be really hard for him to hold. Man, this is a lot of roaches, and unless he can wall off the ramp indefinitely with that many sentries, and I guess Bogey's had enough. He's just going to go home. Oh, the Zealots do come in. They do take out that hatchery, but here we have another hatchery up already for Bogey. Extended Thermal Lance, 2/3 of the way done. We do have a Spire down for Bogey. Where is she? Back here behind the main. Pretty open in his bases here. If Tzerenik wanted to do any kind of harass whatsoever, it would be very successful. Does not appear as though he's going that route, however. Looks like he wants to stick to Colossus, straight up, straightforward, punch you in the mouth kind of play. Looks like he has mostly given up on a lot of Zealot production. And the roaches have taken down the proxy pylons, the forward pylons. The 4th base about to pop here for Bogey, just in time. for these drones to come in. And Tazeranic's going to take his own third. As the Zerg's third gets, well, it's really his fourth, but the old third about 2/3 of the way down there. And Tazeranic's wants to move out. These sentries are going to be of utmost importance. If he gets up a Guardian Shield and not just a Guardian Shield, but his army is split. He's going to need seriously good force fields. Seriously good force field. Oh no! Colossus getting one-shotted. And now we're going to lose all these sentries. Oh my goodness. It's good that he got all those force fields off when he did. How can he possibly hold this off? Good, really good blink micro. And perfectly timed force fields right before all of his sentries died. Actually, a huge loss. Tazeranic's is actually way behind in the food count right now. We do have Corruptors out in the field. Did we get Hive Tech? Nope, not yet. Not even... Oh, there's the lair at the natural. It's like, where the heck's the lair? It's like, he's got a spire. He has to have a lair. But here come the Corruptors. There's only a couple of Colossus. Curious to see how he's going to deal with this. A couple force fields, but not really that much because all the sentries are dead. Normally you'd have a ton more. The Corruptors are focusing down the Colossus, but the Colossus are still doing a ton of damage. And now the army consists mostly of Corruptors, so basically yeah, now Tazeranic's going to want to back off. The Corruptors don't need to come into this because they can't really help at all, but he's got them all wrapped together anyway, no big deal. Queen at the third, injecting, staying involved, all of his macro, everything. Look at everything's got larva, everything. He's keeping his queen. This queen energy's kind of high. He's not really doing much creep spread, and his queen energy is, except for these two guys, is pretty high. So he could spread some creep if he wanted to. Connect his bases at least, especially at this level. It's actually been statistically, I don't know if I want to say proven, but it's been shown that to a large degree, greater screep pred? Did I just say screep pred? I said screep pred. Greater creep spread. Greater creep spread does in fact formulate in more wins. This has been I forget how they showed it, and I forget where I read it, but it might have been, I might have read it on Reddit. I'm not exactly sure. Tazeranic's has his observer out here, and man, that is a ton of roaches. But you know what kills roaches? Sentries, blink stalkers, and Colossus. I mean, I'm tempted to go on a little bit of a rant here because I am so tired of Zergs trying to engage Protoss armies with just roaches. Yeah, he's going to kill that Colossus with those couple Corruptors, but Tazeranic's has blink, and I'm guessing he's probably going to do pretty well here. He's 2-1. He's up on upgrades. He is. He's going to do fantastic. Look at that. This is perfect blink micro. But, you know, Bogey... Is that a good trade for Bogey? I don't know. I mean, I want to say that it is because he killed all those Colossus, but whatever. He lost his entire army. Now, he's still ahead in food because he's on 4 bases. You know, he's doing pretty well with his macro. He's immediately Re-macroed up. Nice blink to the high ground. Really nice, actually. Gotta go protect his third. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Got sentries back here. Force field, couple cannons. Very nicely put together by Tizernix. Going to keep this army away from his third and away from his fourth. And Bogey knows that he needs to take care of this if he wants to stay ahead in this game, or he needs to take a bunch more bases. There's more force fields, and the Roaches are going to try and push here, take this out, but there's probably enough units here to hold this off. And there's another engagement with the main army over here. Colossus, more Colossus on the field still. Roaches trying to get a surround on these Colossus. They do take out one, but this other Colossus still able to do plenty of damage. Stalkers blinking around, and Tizernix now going on the offense with these blink Stalkers. Going to pull off, let them pull back again. But once again, Bogey able to remax almost immediately. Already still 30 foot ahead and pumping out more Roaches and Lings. But again, someone has to tell this guy that your Roachling army is not going to do much against Colossus, especially once this fourth base gets going. And, I mean, he's already pumping out double Colossus. Oh, look at you with the Warp Prism. Going to be doing some harass. Gotta like that. It's going to get into the economy of Bogey. Going to do considerable damage. More Corruptors coming out. We do have the Greater Spire down. Look at he's dropping a bunch of spines. Going to solidify his position, and I'm sure after those spines go down, we're going to see him take this base and potentially this base as well. Not very saturated here at the third. He probably needs to drone up more. Let me take a look here. He is making more. He's got 63 to 58. That's basically dead even here in harvester count, more or less. Tizernix being a little bit too brave. Once these spines get up, he's going to want to get out of dodge. But if he engages before the spines can get up, if he can take some of these spines down before they're able to... Oh, perfectly timed attack here by Tizernix. Whether he knew it or not, who knows, but able to kill off a lot of these spine crawlers before they are able to hatch. And if he can focus down some of these Corruptors before they take out his Colossus, he's going to lose 2 more Colossus. And now he's, yeah. Now the Roaches are gone. But now you look at the food count, and Tizernix has taken a substantial lead here now, 40 food ahead, and he is well saturated. Almost mined out in his natural and main, though. So these two bases are not just adding to... Oh, badly rallied. Colossus could have easily been killed. And assuming... Yep, we did have harass that I completely missed. My apologies. Took out this fourth base, so that's why you're not seeing the same kind of army replenishment that we saw the last 2 engagements, because we had, I'm assuming, some Zealots warped in, or yeah, it must have been Zealots, and Tizernix was able to take down this hatchery. We see no, he's actually doing okay. He's spending all his money. I'm wondering if he should be making some more gates here. Archons now in the mix. Templar Archive complete. Dark Shrine en route. No Storm as of yet. Doesn't look like he wants to go for Storm Templar. Just looking to get some Archons in his mix for the AoE, I'm sure, against the Corruptors. Broodlords in the mix, but Tizernix knows all about them. Few spines, not as many as before. Trying to re-establish this fourth base as Bogey. Now, Bogey's actually way behind. He is on basically 1 mining base versus 2, and another big warp in of Zealots over here from Tizernix. I'm guessing from the Warp Prism, which I do not see. I'm here trying to find it. There it is. Instead of watching them trying to take down the Greater Spire. And he engages the main army down here in the front. And I think Tizernix is going to find He is in very, very good shape here. Broodlords are going down, getting picked off. Trying to warp in more. Sorry. Warp in, morph in some more. 180 supply to 120 in favor of Tazernix. We are in the realm where it becomes one-sided, but this is different than a game being topsy-turvy from the beginning. This was very even. There was a lot of really good engagements, but I think Bogey's mistake, and I say this all the time, is just relying so much on roaches. He didn't make a single infestor. He had the tech, even got the glands for the whatchamacallit glands, so he could get any second. I expect to blink forward under these Broodlords. Oh, there it is. Finally, an infestor on the field, but way too late. He got his infestor tech ages ago, never made. That was his first infestor that he made. And besides that, was going pure Ling Roach. And as you see, we see the DTs up in the main too. That's going to be frustrating for Bogey. Probably the reason why he left. But man, Zerg players trying to do Ling Roach. I mean, Ling Roach is really strong early in the game, but once Protoss is on 3 bases or more and is teched past gateway units, you need to change it up. You need to add infestors. You need to add some kind of, whether you're going Broodlords or even Mutalisks would have been okay. Anything to vary up what you're feeding these units, because Tazernix was just pumping out Colossus, and any kind of ground support for that many Colossus is going to be bad for pretty much anything Zerg can do on the ground, unless you're able to keep your stalkers from blinking. You're able to do instant damage with a bunch of fungals. Add that in. That's what Stefano does. That's what Destiny does. Ling Roach Infestor, not just Ling Roach. You add infestors, it makes those other units exponentially more powerful. Anyway, that's it for this game. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep climbing that ladder.